420 total yards, with the passing yards only being 44, but they ran all over South Sioux City with 376 yards. DeMarco Young is running back, and he is quite electric. I had a chance to watch a little bit of film on him this week, and he has a couple moments every once in a while where he's just going to dance around back there and make people look kind of foolish. And so he is an explosive athlete that does things on the offensive side. He'll play a little bit of defensive back, but he is also a returner. So the Bulldogs will need to do their best to contain him and keep him bottled up. The rest of the athletes on the North team, the quarterback is Noah Conley, sophomore. He was 5 for 12 last week with 44 yards, but he also had 80 rushing yards. So he's put up some numbers. He's capable of it. He's still young. Maybe the Bulldogs can get him running around a little bit. He is explosive with his legs, so they'll try to keep him in the pocket and force him to make some passes down the field. Looks like Sioux City North will receive the first kickoff, so that means we will have the kickoff team out here for the Bulldogs in their black on black with the new shiny Bulldog on the helmet. Back to a little bit about Sioux City North. The defense, they have some big guys. They're actually, their offense and defensive line average about 270 across the front. So they have some big men out there, but they may not be quite as quick as the Bulldogs. So that'll be something that the Bulldogs try to take advantage of, is maybe a little bit more quickness. They do have number 20. He plays defensive end. Ethan Dallin, he plays defensive, well, it says defensive back, but he is their defensive end, and he is quite an athlete. He will be attending University of Northern Iowa next year. So he's a UNI commit. So he's got some athleticism. Alex Soldati had 10 tackles last week against South Sioux City, and then Henry Yerger had 11 tackles last week, so they led the way. But it will be the Lamar's defense out there first after Giovanni Cabango puts one in the air. There is a little bit of breeze. You'll probably hear it on the microphone every once in a while as we're standing up here at the top of the stadium here, looking down at Jim Lorenzen Field on a beautiful night. If you're sitting at home watching this on TV, even if you're outside on your patio watching this TV, I highly encourage you to come out, enjoy the atmosphere here at Jim Lorenzen Field, and support these Bulldogs. Giovanni has the hand up, checking to see everybody's ready. The whistle is blown, and here we go. Week 2 is underway, and, well, get used to that. He's over the letters, and that's just going to be a casual touchback for Giovanni Cabango, like he does so often. What a weapon the Bulldogs have there. So the North Stars will bring their offense out here to start the night. Like I said, DeMarco Young is the featured athlete there. He will line up as number 1 in the backfield with sophomore Conley at quarterback. They will look to spread it out a little bit. 2 receivers down towards the Bulldogs side. 1 receiver wide up to the top with a little bit of a wing there. Conley claps his hands, looks to pass right away, and he's going deep right over top of Bo Wadley. Great play by Bo. That's a tough play for multiple reasons. The sun is just beating right into his eyes. He had Bo beat there a little bit, but the ball was maybe a little bit underthrown. Bo could get his hand up there, a little bumping. Of course, the north side wants a little bit of pass interference, but there was nothing there. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 here on the first drive for the North Stars. 3 receivers to the bottom side. Conley, a little bit of motion on the defensive line. Longer snap, check with me call. Couple signals. A shift here and there. Bulldogs look like they're ready. Receiver is way up there to the top. Handoff to DeMarco, and Alex Allen in there on the tackle. Well, Ching is excited on this sideline. Alex Allen is in there. Who else did we have? Mitchell Bartman and Mark Moten all in there on the tackle. That'll bring up a 3rd and long. Great start for the Bulldogs so far here on the night. No huddle. Not a hurry up no huddle, just a no huddle to keep everybody spread out in a spot. A little bit of communication through signals. And the clap, the snap, and DeMarco's coming outside. Going to have to rally and tackle short of the first down by about 2 to 3 yards. And North will bring out their punt team to start. great job, but you can see how shifty, and he's going to be someone that they have to make sure that they rally to. He's not going to be someone that is just going to be one person is going to make the tackle. So great job of getting off the field right away early in the night here for the Bulldog defense. Bo Wadley and Tegan Bogue back deep. And this is always an interesting time of night to try to catch a punt with the sun up there. A nice snap. Quarterback. They almost blocked that. The quarterback did a little rugby-style kick. Get out of the way. We're going to take it over at about the 48.5-yard line. Short field for the Bulldogs right away. The quarterback, Conley, is also the punter. He did a little bit of a roll right, a rugby-style kick that's become more popular. He almost waited a little too long, and we had a defensive end in there. That might have been Aiden Hogue there putting some pressure on him. So the Bulldogs will take over with a short field here. 10:34 left in the first quarter. 0-0 early. Giovanni Kabongo will line up with Tegan Kazel in the backfield. Three-man front up there. Looks like they're going to be bringing some pressure. Fumble. And Giovanni did get on it, so that was not exactly what we wanted. Maybe a little bit of ants right there, a little antsy there, but 2nd and 11, so now we will have to go at least half the field for our first touchdown of the night. Not sure exactly what happened there, if Giovanni was a little quick or just never got the snap. Either way, we were fortunate enough to get back on it. Bo motions out of the backfield and right up the middle for Giovanni for about 2. Really going to try to maybe get Giovanni going a little bit tonight. He had a couple good runs last week, but never popped anything off. Tegan was really the only one that got the long runs. A lot of ball carriers last week for the Bulldogs, though. So we know there's a lot of horses in the stable, if you will, and they'll be ready to go tonight. 2 receivers down here closest to us, 2 up top. Snap to Tegan, a little bit of pressure. Ball's going up to Bo Wadley, and it's knocked away. A lot of pressure on Tegan there. If he didn't get rid of that, he was going to go down. So 3 and out for the Bulldogs, and they will exchange punts here early. Number 16, that is Tyson Augustine, will be back to punt. Chase Peterson will be your snapper. Tegan will be barking out the calls. Important part of the game, if it's going to be a close one, ball positioning to start drives. We're going to try to keep it away from DeMarco. Great punt by Tyson Augustine. DeMarco Young he's a slick one. Got to rally. Great tackle. Great job of coming back by Drew Gallus, making that tackle. And there is a penalty right in the middle of the field, prime position for a little bit of a hold. We'll stop the clock here. The officials will talk about what the call is, not what they want to call, what was happening.
Dead ball, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 10, kicking 15 yards, return, first down.
Unnecessary roughness on the Bulldogs. Not sure what happened. They're still talking about it. Looks like we might flip our script here.
Correction, the foul was on the return team.
Yep, they're going the wrong way. It's early for everybody. We're going to get this all figured out and get everybody in the right spot here eventually. They're just forcing me to talk a lot more than you guys probably want to listen to me talk. So as they figure out where we're at, I think we've lost the position of where the ball was. Return team, they called it on number 10, unnecessary roughness. They're walking back now. Mark's clapping, so it looks like it's going to go the Bulldogs' way. We'll need an explanation, but doesn't look like we're going to get one. We're just going to keep playing football here with 9:15 after both teams have punted once. The North Stars will end up taking over on the 15 because something happened and we're not quite sure what, but they went backwards. They will start off with DeMarco Young in the backfield, 2x2, wide receiver up top, wide. Another handoff right there, rally, and that's what it's going to have to be all night. Great job. Great penetration there right away. They cannot handle Alex Allen on the edge there, and he was right there in the backfield, which caused DeMarco to do a little step back And yeah, he got by Alex there, but Evan Jalis was right there on the tackle. That'll bring up a 2nd and 7 here for the North Stars. Bulldogs drop back into a wide and nothing going. The Bulldogs are just dominating up front. Absolutely dominating. It looked like there was a little bit of a, maybe, I don't know if that was a zone blitz of some sort. Mark Moten looked to be back further than probably coach would like him, but Evan Jalis filled the gap perfectly. So here is a 3rd and 7 now. A little bit more pace on this one. They are going to do a check with me over to the sidelines. Signals come in from coaches. And Conley will clap, and the snap, and he's running for his life. Alex Allen, and there's nobody here. Ching had to come up because he was worried about the running. We've got to make that tackle. We've got to make that tackle in the backfield. Yes, it's great to put on that pressure, but it put Ching in a bad spot. He was kind of stuck in the middle. He needed to stay with his guy. It's lessons to be learned here, still in week 2 of the season. So a big gain, first big gain of the night for either team goes to Sioux City North, and they will get the first down of the night as they get up to the 45-yard line. 2-by-2 set here. DeMarco Young in the backfield. Clap. Just slings it out to number 28. That is Dayton Harrell. He is also, Coach Van Arloo said how explosive he can also be. They want space, so they're going to run those short passes to him, and hopefully he can make a guy miss. You know, they may not always have the numbers. He had 2 receptions for 24 yards last week, but he also had 1 rush for 73. So you know he can get up and go. 2nd and 5 here for the North Stars. A lot of penetration. But he still got back to the line of scrimmage. It's crazy how he does that. Great job by the Bulldogs rallying. And another 3rd down for the North Stars. We'll see what they do here. Last 2 3rd downs, they've faked a snap and then gotten their call. They're looking to see what the Bulldogs are lined up in, and then they're deciding from there. Last time we had them dead to rights, Conley just made a nice move to get out of it. So Conley snaps the ball. Little pitch out, wide side. Great tackle by, who is that? That is Evan Jalis. Great job of tearing down Young. I thought he had a lot of room to the outside, but for some reason he cut it back in. And it looks like they're going to go for it right away. So the big 4th down here early in the night. They're confident Young can get this. I guarantee it. He did not go off sides. Now they're going to see what happens here. They're going to look. No signals from the coaches. Maybe they'll do it again. I don't know that they have enough men on the line of scrimmage, but that's not a decision for me to make. They're going to go deep. Fafita on the coverage. Out of bounds. No catch. That's a tough play. Fafita was right there on the coverage. Going to Harrell again. They said he's an athlete, and they said he can make those explosive plays. He almost pulled that in. Good coverage by Fafita. So that'll give the Bulldogs the ball here just over the 50-yard line. They'll still be looking for their first down of the night. Tegan Kazel leads the bunch out there. A couple different running backs. Looks like we have Jay's out there, and we've got Mr. Doherty out there. Tight formation, a little bit bigger. Going to try to push him around a little bit. There goes Jay. Nothing going there for Jaden Nelson. Jaden had a great week last week on the defensive side. Forced a fumble and then had some quality runs on the offensive side. Got quite a few subs here coming in as Nolan Cass comes in and Levi Schnetzer and Giovanni Cabango all come into the game here. A little bit lighter, a little bit wider set, not so much power here. We'll see what the Bulldogs do here. Looks for a quick slant to Levi Schnetzer. Just a little hitch route, gets some of that back, some of that lost yardage. And that first down has not been something the Bulldogs like right now. So Schnetzer gets it back to about a 3rd and 7 here from the 45. We're just under 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter here from Jim Lorenzen Field. A lot of motion on the defense. They're just trying to overwhelm at this point in time. You can tell they've just got a bunch of guys running to it. If Tegan or Giovanni or any of the running backs can break one of those, there's not a lot home. But they are overwhelming our O-line right now, just with more guys than we have to block. So it's going to take a little bit of time. Coaches will get it figured out. But right now it's time for another big pump by Tyson Augustine. So the Bulldogs offense has not quite been rolling yet. A lot of time left. Good snap. Another good punt right at him. Not probably what we want to do because of his playmaking ability. Oh, that's a clip. Another one. Couple clips maybe. Oh, fumble. Bulldog ball. Waiting for the signal. They're just stopping the ball. We're not pointing in a direction. I'm not quite sure what the call is. The ball did come out. I'm not sure if he was down or not. We'll wait to see what the officials call here. Illegal block in the back. We knew that. Penalty declined, so that'll be Lamar's ball at the 21-yard line. Great opportunity for the Bulldogs to jump on the scoreboard here with a short field. And this is the same thing that got North last week. They fumbled 2 or 3 different times. They had an interception return for a touchdown against them. So these are the types of things that hurt North last week. And not that we want it to be too bad, but if it hurts them this week, we'll take it. They can figure it out after this week. So the Bulldogs take over after 2 drives that have had tough first downs. The important thing right now is to get going in a positive direction on first down. Both times first down has not been successful. 3-man front, a lot of motion in the backfield. A little bit of, and right up the middle to Jude. Gets a couple yards. Couple tough yards, and it looks like we're going to stop the clock here. See what the call is. Probably against, unless it's a face mask. Five-yard face mask. So we'll play first down over again. Jude doesn't get the yards, but and that'll be 1st and 5. So the Bulldogs get 2 gifts, back-to-back plays. One is the fumble, which is the big one, and then obviously a 5-yard face mask is the growth that we needed here to get us going. So 1st and 5 from, looks like the 15-yard line, 16-yard line. Snap to Tegan. Handoff to, I believe that is Jude, running hard up the middle. Nice hard run. Gets him right up next to the 12-yard line. Really, really close to the first down. And 3 guys in, 3 guys out. That'll bring in Cy Bixman. We'll flip the line. Aiden's going to go to the other side. We've got some options here. A little heavier formation on this side. We'll see if we sneak a guy out, maybe to the opposite side. Nope. Jude right up the middle. Did get the first down, but he got met right there at the line of scrimmage. And that will be a first down. The Bulldogs can still get a first down before scoring inside the 5, but we'll take every little bit we can get right now. I think you can almost count on the fact that the Bulldogs are going to leak a tight end out here before too long. We'll go subs. Plenty of time on the play clock. 3 in, 3 out. Nolan Cass, Andrew Fafita, Levi Snetzer come onto the field. And this might be an Andrew Fafita touchdown. If they keep doing what they've been doing, he might be in the corner on the top side. Nope. He was coming across, though. But the defensive end, that linebacker, we haven't blocked him yet. We're going to have to figure out how we're going to take care of him. He's been in Tegan's face, number 24. That is Alex Sadalti. And he has been kind of a thorn in Tegan's side there. A couple different plays. Alex Allen in, Andrew Fafita out. The Bulldogs will take a 2nd down and 10 play here from the 11. We got 2 minutes and 29 seconds left in a pretty quick move in first quarter. Tegan has a couple wings over there. Looks like a power formation, and here they go. They're just going to run behind the masses, and Tegan's going to get down to about, that'll be a first down to about the 5, and you might see a lot of that tonight. If that's the stuff that's going to work, we're going to overload one side and pull a little QB counter action. Stopped just short. Alex Allen out. Andrew Fafita in. And, oh, he did not get the first down. So 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs. This will be an interesting – you're almost too close to even kick a field goal if you don't get this. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's a tough angle. Jude will touchdown Bulldogs. Great job by Jude to keep his feet. Got hit in the backfield, a quick little spin, and the Bulldogs go up 6-0, waiting on a Giovanni Kabongo extra point. Good little drive by the Bulldogs. Helped out by a couple mishaps by the North Stars. That's how the game is played. So with 1:44 left, Bulldogs go up 6-0. Giovanni will step off his extra points and probably kick it to the scoreboard. Ooh, a lot of pressure there, a lot more than we're going to like. So we're going to have to figure out how to handle Harrell on the outside because he was coming. But either way, it's good. Bulldogs up 7-0. We got the band going. We got the cheerleaders cheering, and we're starting to stand up and get excited here. So great start for the Bulldogs here. 7-0 here early in the first, late in the first quarter, early in the first half, I suppose you could still say, on a Jude Doherty 3-yard touchdown. A lot of game left, but it looks like the Bulldogs are going to have to do a lot of power football tonight. A lot of power football. And you know what? That might be Jude's deal. You're going to have some nights where it might be where you're going to have some more space and you're going to run with some maybe of the smaller guys, the quicker guys. Jude has that ability, but he's also going to be a powerful back too. So you can expect to see a lot of his power working here. Looks like we're going to take a little extended break. It's still early in the year. The heat's still up. Not as bad as it's going to be tomorrow, but we're going to make sure we keep everybody hydrated, keep everybody healthy. Evan Pratt said, I already ran to the other side of the field. I'm not going to come all the way back here to get a drink, so I'll just wait over here until you kick it off. Don't blame him. 7-0 Bulldogs here with 1:44 left. Great night out here at Jim Lorenzen Field. Just almost picture perfect. Still seats available if you're interested. There are a few people standing down along the fence. But you could even come up here and still listen to me. There's still seats right in front of me if you want to come up here and still listen. Giovanni will get it teed up. Last time he kicked it over the O on Bulldogs. That's turned into the expectation for what Giovanni does on kickoffs anymore. Calls to his both sides. And he got that one too. And that'll be a touchback. And that's, you'll hear me say it week in, week out. That is such a weapon to have Giovanni be able to do that because their two best athletes are back there returning kicks. And they actually returned a kickoff last week. And so they are capable of taking plays and going a long ways and making up the difference, switching the momentum. So when Giovanni can put that in the end zone, it can be boring from time to time if you're on that kickoff team, or if I know that North would much rather have that play where they can run out and get after it a little bit because those are their athletes. But instead, they'll have to start from the 20 on this drive. Down 7-0 as the Bulldogs got the first score of the night. The lights are just starting to turn on. They're getting those warmed up. It's going to be perfect as the sun goes down. 3 receivers to the top side, 1 receiver way down here. I don't even think he's a possibility of getting the ball. Chase Peterson, great tackle. Great open field tackle. And really great defense all across the board. Who do we all have in there? Alex Allen ate up his block. He had 56. Christian Cook in there, eating up some blocks. Bartman eating blocks, and Evan Jalis and Chase Peterson just filled exactly where they needed to. There was nowhere for Conley to go. Just a short 2-yard gain. 1-yard gain, excuse me. Looks to get a little bit of a look to see what's going on here. Bartman looks like he's almost off sides. Young will flip sides. Conley will readdress the center and get a snap. Tough pass, no catch, and that'll bring up another 3rd and long. The North Stars just, aside from kind of a broken play where we had the quarterback sacked, and he got out of it, and they put Waching in a very tough position. They haven't had anything real successful, and let's hope we keep that the same as we get to this 3rd and 8. 56 seconds left in the first quarter. Bulldogs line up in their 4-man front. Evan Jalis doing a little peekaboo action. Alex Allen around the corner. Oh, he did it again. Gosh. That's 2 plays where we've been right there in the last 2 weeks. Evan Pratt, had one last week, and this week it was the same things. Andrew Fafita was right there, pushes the ball a little bit away, and for some reason it goes off his fingertips just enough up into the air, and he catches it. So that's a first big play, and we had it covered perfectly. So although it's unfortunate, we're in a good spot. Across the middle. Harrell again. And that'll take him inside the 20 with 36 seconds left, and all of a sudden North has something going. They've found Harrell, and we talked about, and Coach Van Arloo talked about how explosive he can be. He's fast, he's strong, and he came all the way across the field. You have to communicate with your safeties and linebackers. They're forcing the Bulldog defensive ends way outside, and this is where Young's going to go to work here. You can see he just kind of sneaks back there. Last possession, he was the one that had the fumble on the punt. And that may be the last play as we run under 10 seconds in the quarter. 4, 3. And that'll be it. So after 1 quarter here at Jim Lorenzen Field, the Bulldogs lead 7-0. But the North Stars have the ball at the 18-yard line, are looking to answer with their own touchdown. We'll be back here in just a minute. The Mars Band doing a little Sweet Caroline rendition over there as we go to the end of the first quarter. The Bulldogs up 7-0. We'll get started here with North in prime position, 2nd and 7 from the 18-yard line. Snap, nothing going. Aiden Hogue, Alex Allen, they had offensive linemen in the end zone, but I don't know what they were doing there because they did not block the guys they needed to. So that'll bring up 3rd and 10 after a loss of 3 as the defensive ends and I think a couple defensive tackles met Young in the backfield. Bulldogs looking for a big stop after a couple big plays. Maybe that quarter was just what the Bulldogs needed in order to get things going. Check with me from the quarterback. Looking over, still waiting. I'm not seeing a signal. They're not seeing a signal. And they might be waiting this one out. Yep, he is. So, 48 seconds left. 48 seconds into the second quarter, and we're going to call a timeout here as the North Stars know the significance of this play. 3rd and 10, even though it's early in the game, they can sense they probably had 2 big plays against the Bulldog defense that are not very common.
The winner and our contestant this evening, Derek Conyers.
The first timeout of the night goes to the North Stars. The first quarter was pretty smooth moving first quarter. The Bulldogs started off on defense, holding the North Stars to a 3-and-out. After the punt, the Bulldogs got the ball right at about the 50-yard line, but couldn't quite do anything with it, punted it back, only to be, after one big play in the very first down of the night, got the ball on downs from the North Stars. The Bulldogs went 3-and-out, but then punted it back, and then a fumble by Young got the Bulldogs the ball on the 21-yard line, and that's where North Stars are at right now. Little fake pitch, wide open. The Ching's going to have to make a play, and it's not going to happen. That's touchdown North Stars. Great design, very aggressive Bulldog defense, bit on the Young fake pitch, and that'll put the North Stars right back in the game. Mackay Turner on the touchdown. So North will look to kick their own extra point here towards Caleb Cross will be the kicker, a 6'1", 170-pound senior. Last week they went for two a few different times, and Bo go block that. He turned sideways and made himself skinny. He needed to be wide. But that'll tie up the game 7-7 after a couple big plays. It all comes in the passing game, which is what the Bulldogs wanted to do. They've really smothered the running game of the North Stars. You know, the North Stars came into this week with 376 yards rushing, and we'll get halftime stats, but they are not on pace to get anywhere close to that. But they also had 44 yards passing, and they have eclipsed that route. So, you know, you give a little, you gain a little, and the Bulldogs are looking to figure out what to do on the backside as they've given up some passes. The last one was just a short little pass, but I'm sure Coach Van Otterloo, Coach Van Cly, and the defensive members of the team will get that stuff figured out, and we'll be ready to go here before too long. Another extended break here between the kickoff as we hydrate. So this will be the first time we see Mr. Cross kick off for the North Stars. Bo Wadley and Tegan Bogue will be back deep for the Bulldogs. Number 3, Cross. Caleb Cross will be the kicker for the North Stars. And we're waiting on something. Let's go. And there's the whistle. That was a long break. Apparently nobody has a curfew tonight. We're going to take a while. So with 11:03, score tied 7-7. Caleb Cross will line up to kick the ball deep for the North Stars. And the boot goes, kind of a pooch kick. We're not going to want that to hit the ground. Tegan Bogue will field it, and he'll get upfield. And he'll get that up over the 25-yard line to be about the 27. It's always kind of an unwritten rule. You do not want that ball to hit because it's not round and it never quite know where it's going to go. But fortunately, Tegan was able to get a good bounce. And the Bulldogs will take over with some okay field position.
Bulldogs take over on their 27-yard line, 1st and 10.
Cy Bixman split out down here. We got 2 receivers to the backside. Giovanni Cabango goes in motion. And there's 24 again. We're going to have to figure out how to take care of him.
Sacked on the play by number 24,
Alex Sadulti. Alex Sadulti has been running free. They're seeing something in the protection, and they are all over it. So we're going to have to figure out how to take care of him because he has been in Tegan's face, or in that case, right on the back of his head immediately. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 15. The first down has been tough for the Bulldogs tonight. Offense hasn't gotten rolling quite yet, so looking for a couple big plays here before too long. Bo will try to get outside around the edge. Keep blocking, keep blocking, keep blocking. Because Bo doesn't stop. One guy's not going to stop him. He still hasn't stopped. He went out of bounds and he sprinted back to the huddle. And that'll put, marked him out of bounds way back. So about a gain of 10 there for Bo. Much more manageable 3rd and 5, but still not quite as far as we thought he was originally. 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs here as we approach the 10-minute mark. Pressure looks to be coming again. They're not wasting any time. Same type, right down the middle. Bo Wadley. He was right there. You could see it coming. Ran right by his guy. That's one that Bo and Teagan have connected on a few different times over the past couple of years, and they will continue over the rest of the season, but it wasn't to be done right there. So Tyson Augustine will go back to punt. As the Bulldogs couldn't really get going after a tough first down. Nice punt by Teagan right at Young. Great job by Evan Pratt, staying where he needed to, forcing back into the pressure, and Young couldn't open it up, which is a good thing because he is explosive. You guys are going to get sick of hearing me say that, but after 230 yards, you have to respect any type of player that can do that at any level. So the Bulldog defense will take over, looking to get back on the right playing field after a tough drive last possession for the Bulldogs. Allowing a lot of time between possessions. 2-by-2 set here for the North Stars. Young right behind quarterback Conley. And they're going to go deep, and Evan Pratt fell. Evan Pratt fell on the post, and he was looking to, it was just a little bit along, but Harrell is going to be a problem if he continues to run open like that. And I know that Coach Van Arterloo and Coach VK will be looking to shore that up as soon as they can. So that'll bring up a 2nd down on a missed opportunity by the North Stars as Mr. Pratt just kind of got his feet tangled up there on the post. Nothing going. Little check with me, looking over to the coaches. And we'll see what this is. Flat, little around the edge, and there he goes. Just quick out of the gates.
Hand off to number 1, Young.
He doesn't stand real tall, but man, does he get going. 5'7", and that might be generous. But it didn't take him long to get to full speed. I believe he is a state qualifying sprinter also, so you know he's got that in his bag. So over the 50-yard line, another 1st down for the North Stars, and pass out of bounds intended for number 5, Nettleton.
On the coverage, Chase Peterson, Jaden Nelson.
Chase Peterson and Jaden Nelson, a name we haven't heard much of yet tonight, so we know Jaden's out there ready to make a play for us on the Bulldog defense. So that'll bring up another 2nd and long. Neither team has had a lot of success on the 1st down plays. I do believe North had one big play, but otherwise 1st downs have been not very successful for either squad, but it's been the 2nd and 3rd downs where North's been a little bit more successful. Snap back to Conley. Young looking to move. Gets about 4 or 5 before he's taken down by Jaden Nelson, Chase Peterson, and Evan Jalis. And that will bring up 3rd and 5 with 9 minutes left. 7-7 ball game here at Jim Lorenzen Field. You can hear the wind going through the microphone. It is a beautiful night, though, as the sun goes down here in Lamar's. 3rd and 5. I'm sure they'll go another check with me. Yes, they do. We'll look over there. Conley, Young. Tap the head, put the hands out. We'll see what kind of signal that is. A little bubble screen, got a rally and tackle, and they did. That'll bring up a 4th down, and I just think that North probably goes for this. I think that's just their MO. Waching with a nice tackle there, able to wrestle down the receiver out there in the open space. And they will. 4th and 4 here for the North Stars. Trips down here to the right side of the formation. Another check with me. And this may be, yep, it's going to be around the edge down on this side again. That's what they're going to go. Keeper. We do have a flag here. We're going to be offsides. It was right away. Did they get the first down? We'll see what the call is over here. Coach is waiting intently. It does look like he might be a little short. So if it is on North, Bulldogs may decline this.
Illegal shift, number 5 also. That penalty is declined.
Because they're short of the first down, so the Bulldogs defense does take over. They gave up just enough to survive. And the Bulldogs will take over with 7:45 left in the second quarter. Looking to get the offense rolling here. As the sun goes down, maybe allowing us for a little bit better passing game.
Correction, 1st and 10 on the 33.
So the Bulldogs will take over here, tied 7-7 in the second quarter. Teagan will be back behind center. Hands off to Giovanni Cabango, and there's nothing going. Nothing in the middle at all.
Hand off to number 3, Cabango.
There's just nothing there.
Colin McGraw.
So another first down, which we weren't able to get a whole bunch. You know, and if you remember last week, it was a similar outcome early. We just couldn't quite get going, but over time we wore them down and got after them. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more of that. Teagan steps back, looks for a slant. Oh, and it is picked off. Not by the first guy, but the second guy. Interception by Nettleton, number 5. And that'll put the defense back out on the field with very good field position for Sioux City North. A sudden change, you better look for something going deep here. If you've been around the game long enough, you know that's a lot of times the MO. You get a big play and you try to give a big play. So look for the North Stars maybe to try to take a shot here as the Bulldogs might be reeling a little bit. This will be the first real test for the Bulldogs, testing a little bit of the guts that they have. Motion out of Nettleton. Snap back to Conley. No pressure, right down the middle, and he's wide open again. We need to get that organized.
28, Dayton Harrell falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 Stars.
We've got to communicate that. That is too good of an athlete to be running wide open. They're just crossing. He's gone straight ahead. We've got to get that figured out. Fortunate for us, Conley's just a little bit off. So the Bulldogs will get down and ready here as North Stars get a 2nd and 10 again after a shot play that probably could have been a touchdown very easily. Snap back. No dice. Christian Cook was right there. Great job by Christian to get back there and wrap up. He almost took the handoff. He was back there so quickly. So that'll put now Sioux City North in a long down and distance type of play. They've had a little bit more success than we have so far tonight, but maybe this is the time where they force something and we make a big play defensively. You know our defense is chomping at the bit to get after it here. So to keep an eye on number 28. Yep, big sack by Alex Allen. Great job of really keeping his nose on the target. As the spin came from Conley, there was nothing doing, and that is a big loss and really changed the field position. North will be doing a great job to even punt it to the first down from that position. So we'll see what happens here as their quarterback Conley goes back to punt. Run a couple guys off, run a couple guys on. Still plenty of time if they're just going to snap it. Last time he did a little rugby style kick and there was some pressure. Oh, over his head. Go, 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 go. Tackle him, tackle him. There it is. And another huge turnover or big play that benefits the Bulldogs. Keegan Kaiser and Drew Gallus both in there on the play. Great job by both of them running it down. Drew just ran 45 yards. He hasn't run 45 yards in a while. You can tell he looks pretty tired. But that'll bring the Bulldog offense out there in another prime position. So this is one you have to get in and get 7 out of this. We haven't been able to move the ball consistently. The yards are one-sided, but you know what? The big numbers on the scoreboard, and that's where we need to keep pounding away. Tegan Kazel up under center, hands to Jude, who's been the power back so far tonight inside the 10, and he powers his way down to about the 4-yard line.
Number 26, Jude Doherty.
Pounds his way down in there, and that will bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs, and I would assume you're going to see a lot more of that. Defensively, they're going to load up the box. And offensively, we're going to hand it to Doherty, and he had nothing there. Number 10, Isaiah Sanchez. It's a great play. He just came flying in there. Maybe a little play action type stuff might have to happen here, but we have to watch number 24. He has been in the backfield every time, Alex Adulti. So we'll see. He looks to be down here on the edge. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him peek through in here. Touchdown to the top. There it is. Touchdown, Bo Wadley. There it is. You could see how they cleared that out. They ran a bunch of guys back to the left, and Tegan just waited long enough to get it to Bo. Bo made a nice play, and that'll get the Bulldogs on the board again. Giving them a 13-7 lead here. It hasn't been pretty on the offensive side. Defense has done a pretty good job aside for a couple big plays. But when it's all said and done, you just want to make sure you have as many points as possible. Giovanni Kabongo, they were offsides there. Let's not let them do that. And that will be a good kick that almost hits a car up there on the street. Giovanni got into that one. 14-7 Bulldogs. The fight song is going again. And the Bulldog defense will be back there after a huge play by the special teams. So with 4:25 left in the first half, Bulldogs are up 14-7. This has been one of those halves and one of those games so far where I think when we look at the stats at halftime, if we didn't know the score, I think that we would think it was the other way. I feel like North has really handled everything the Bulldogs have done offensively, and they probably have more yards by quite a bit. But when it all boils down to it, like we've said before, the main thing is that you score those points, and Bulldogs have had 2 opportunities, one after a Young fumble and then one after, we'll call it a block punt, I suppose, but tackle by Drew Gallus and Mr. Kaiser there. Kabonga will go, and he'll get that up in the air, get to the end zone. We better cover. This kid's electric. Great job. Finish it. Finish it. Great job. A bunch of Bulldogs down there. Let's look at some numbers. I saw number 16, so that's going to be Tyson Augustine. That's going to be Hudson Cass. Great job. Number 17 was in there, Quinn Lasky. So a bunch of guys contributing on those special teams, and that's important. Giovanni's going to put it in the end zone more times than he's not, but when he doesn't, it's important that everybody covers. Last week there was a little bit of a lapse on that, and gave Sergeant Bluff, although the game was over, or well in hand, I should say, by that point in time, gave them some good field position and maybe a little bit more confidence than they needed. So the Bulldogs, with 4:15 left, will be back on defense, but the North Stars are deep in their own territory. Bulldogs looking to maybe get a quick 3 and out and get one more score before half. Conley will take the snap, pitch outside. And he's right there. Look at him muscle that just for a little guy. He pulled some guys. We were right there. Chase Peterson was there. I think Evan Jalis maybe was right around that area. Ching came in and helped make that play. So nice run by Young. Didn't look like it was going to have much. Gained about 6. Bulldogs will have to really bow their necks here to hold and get this ball back for the offense. 2-by-2 set here. Not a lot of passing going on right now, and I think maybe North is just thinking they're not going to try to give us the ball. Great job for no gain. Alex Allen is having a heck of a night at the defensive end position. Watch that little leak out pass that they scored the touchdown with. And I could see the Bulldogs maybe getting a turnover right here. It's kind of been the MO of these Dogs right now. Big plays on defense lead to big plays on offense. Deep play. And he had inside position on Waching, and he came down with it.
Conley's pass to Harrell complete.
Harrell again.
First down.
Harrell again. He is a tough one to cover. So now North gets a little bit of momentum, and they get out to their 40 just like that, one play. And they really pass the ball more than they have in the past. So Bulldogs will definitely address that as they get to the halftime break. A little bit more space, looking to probably hand this ball off. Nope, just slinging it outside. Got to rally to it. A little block in the back, no call. That'll be a 6-yard, 5-yard gain. Sadalti went outside. Got out of bounds.
Chase Peterson and Jaden Nelson.
Before he was run out of bounds by Jaden Nelson. 2nd and 7 for the Stars. Check with me. Little tap to the head. Snap back to Conley, looking deep again, and he's got him again. Just out of the reach. And Waching was giving it everything he had there, of course, begging for calls. I don't know. I have a bad angle, and I'm totally biased. I'll tell you that. But he did have his arm reached out, but I don't know if there was a whole lot of contact there. So Nolan Castle come in for Waching over there. Waching's kind of limping a little bit. And you can, penalty. And that's going to, 15-yard penalties coming from the sideline. And that's going to hurt them massively. So we'll see if it's a warning or if it's the actual penalty. And he's bending down to pick up the ball, and that's going to be a 15-yard unsportsmanlike on the sideline. You can't have that if you're North.
28 offense, 15-yard penalty.
And that's Harrell. That's Harrell. He's been a thorn in the Bulldog side. He's had a great night, and you can understand why he maybe was a little bit upset there, but you can't let your emotions get the best of you there. You were at third and 7, and now you're at 3rd and 22 with 2 minutes left. The Bulldogs still are very capable of making a play here, getting the ball back with the timeouts that they do have available. And Harrell's not on the field right now, which is a blessing for the Bulldogs because he's been tough to guard for us right now. A little bit of action. Aiden Hogue forced them back to Bartman, and another sack by the Bulldogs. Great job by Mitchell. Bartman, Aiden Hogue forces him into Bartman, and now we're gaining traction going the other way. And that'll force a punt. And remember, the last time, and yep, we are going to stop the clock here. We'll pump that back up.
Clock operator. Please put 1:53 on the clock.
1:53 will go back up to the clock.
You got timeout Lamar's.
And that'll leave the Bulldogs with 2 timeouts. 1:53 left on the clock. Plenty of time. Last time North punted the ball, they didn't punt it. They actually got tackled for a huge loss and put the Bulldogs in a perfect spot to get their second touchdown of the night. So Bulldogs looking to capitalize on this. You know, I've said that it may be one-sided offensively, but with the big sacks and the special team loss and those types of things, there might not be a lot of total yards involved in this game so far. So Bo Wadley and Tegan Bogue will go back as the North Stars line up for a punt on 4th and 33. I've seen a lot of play cards, and I'm not sure I've seen one that has a play for that one. So hopefully we can get good field position right around the 50 or better. Snap back to, and he did not get a very good one. You got to catch that. You got to catch that ball, young man. He saves 10 yards by catching that ball. So that's Tegan learning basics, and you can see Coach Van Ouderloo, who
still leading 14-7 in the second quarter.
I don't want to give him too much confidence, but Coach Van Ouderloo was one of those weapons that we had way back in the day. It's been a minute since he's been back there, but he was a weapon for us in that punt return game, and so he's telling him at least fair catch it, and we gained 10 yards. A simple fair catch is huge there. So the Bulldogs will take over at the 49-yard line, 1:44 left, 2 timeouts in our pocket. A lot of shifting going on here, and the Bulldogs did some of this stuff last week, and it did. You can look for outside, keep blocking, keep blocking, keep blocking. That'll be a gain of 3, 1:35 left on the clock.
By number 10, Isaiah Sanchez.
We'll go hurry up here. DeMarco Young on the tackle with Sanchez, who's had a couple big plays defensively. And the Bulldogs will line up. Tegan will get them all organized. And here's 24 on the line again. Bo's out there. Bo makes a play. Get out of bounds now, Bo. Or get to the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. What a play. What a play by Bo Wadley. And you know what? Mr. Fafita, great job by Andrew Fafita on that blocking. He blocked and blocked and blocked, and that's tough. That's a long ways for the ball to travel and then to lock on. And what a huge penalty by the North Stars the last possession. They went from 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 22, followed by a sack. And that penalty, the unsportsmanlike, and now they're getting a little angry. You can see them continue to yell at the officials, and I can promise you that will not get you anywhere. So the Bulldogs look to take a 14-point lead going into the half as Giovanni lines up. Tegan gives him thumbs up, and he bombs that one. And a nice catch by Grant Jalis down there receiving the kick. 21-7 Bulldogs after a Bo Wadley receiving touchdown. And just like that, the whole night feels so much different. We were struggling a little bit to try to find what was going to work. Bulldogs ran a little bit of hurry up there, kind of got them moving around. A nice couple plays to the edge, one away from our sideline to Bo. Had a positive gain and got things going, and then moved him to the other side. And in less than 30 seconds, they were able to get into the end zone. So we'll have to make sure that we cover here. Looks like they do have two returners back, but number 1, Marco Young is not back there, so Harrell will be back there, and I believe the other one is number 24, and that will be Alex Adulti, he's been a name we've called more often than we would like to. Giovanni's got his hand up, checking with both sides of the team, and drives one low, and that will be into the end zone. Great low driving kick. He realized maybe there's a little breeze and he wanted to get into one that way. So great job by Giovanni Kabongo to pin them deep. So North.
Red and black tonight, man. How we doing?
So North will take the field with 1:09 left. Bulldogs do still have a timeout, so if North's willing to maybe throw a ball here, who knows if the Bulldogs could get something back. But right now, it's just about going in with nothing less than a 14-point lead. Taking their time getting out. I'm assuming if they are going to throw, you can expect Mr. Harrell to get an opportunity on the top side there. So Mr. Conley will get out there. Tackle by Nolan Cass. Great job, Nolan Cass. Great rally and tackle. Haven't seen him a bunch on defense yet. We'll see what Bulldogs coaches decide to do. One more of those quick ones, and you might see him be forced to. Bulldogs might call timeout. Looks like North's going to let this one run down. If they know what's good, they're probably going to. They do not want to punt again after what happened only 2 times ago. 36 seconds, 35, 16 left on the play clock. So they are going to let the play clock run down as far as they can. They're probably just going to turn around and hand it off. Are they going to call a time? That's a weird decision, but to each their own. So 19 seconds left. They let it run down to about 2 seconds before calling the timeout, which lends you to believe they don't have a whole lot going, and they're not going to try to force anything, and they're content being down just a simple 2 scores. So in what has been a little bit of a different game so far, Bulldogs came out, got the first score, a run by Jude Doherty of just 3 yards after a turnover. Bulldogs got the ball at about the 15-yard line, 20-yard line, and pounded it in after about 3 or 4 plays. After that, the North Stars came down. They had their own drive, got it down a little drop-off pass to number 32, Tucker. And he ran in for about 18-yard touchdown to tie it up. And it was kind of a stalemate, but it felt like North was gaining some traction. And then Bulldogs forced a punt, which was then over his head. We got a little wildcat formation. He's going to run that. They're not set. And that looked to be Harrell, number 28.
Number 28.
Don't believe they were set. So the Bulldogs scored just after a botched punt opportunity by the North Stars. And then the North Stars came out, got to about the 40-yard line, had a second or third and 7, and a questionable call that went the way of the Bulldogs. Did not make some of the North Stars happy. There was a 15-yard penalty assessed, followed by a sack, and before you knew it, it was 4th and 33. A short punt, followed by 2 plays, and the Bulldogs were in the end zone. So that's what got us here to this 21-7 game. Looks like North's doing everything they can to run it out, but we just need to stop committing penalties and just take a knee. It's pretty simple. So we'll see what the North Stars do here. Maybe they do try to get something, but it could be dangerous. They're going to run with the quarterback. We'll try to keep him in bounds, and he's going to go out of bounds.
Keeper by Conley, pushed out of bounds by number 1.
So that'll leave 5 seconds left, and that will bring up halftime shortly after that. We will get to see the halftime. Looks like we got a bunch of LYF football players down there ready to be part of the halftime entertainment, throwing a football for Mr. Pease. And then we'll have the Big Red Band out there. One more snap by Conley, assuming he'll hand it off, or similar to last time, just kind of run it. And that'll get us to halftime. They are taking their time. I remember saying 45 minutes ago it was a fast first quarter, and it's not been a very fast second quarter. And that will mercifully end this last 30 seconds. So we will go to the half. Bulldogs up 21-7 over the Sioux City North Stars. We will step away. You can take in the entertainment. We'll come back with some stats shortly before the second half to start here in about 15 minutes.
We'd like to thank all the participants this evening who participated in the 50 raffle and the raffle for the Culture Perfect Gift Package. Our winners this evening for this 50-50 raffle is ticket number 244-710. 244-710. Please meet down at the concession stand. And your Culture Perfect Gift Package winner is Joyce Firehound. Congratulations and thank you to everyone who participated and helped our Mars Athletic Boosters.
Sweet, they've got a brother bring out the electric cello. The marching cello.
And at this time, our PT's Pizza Go with our contestant, Derek Connors.
Get up Hector calling up.
Two more chances. Promises that anyone involved in 1,000 origami trains granted a much as labeling for recovery from illness or injury. This makes a popular gift to special friends and family. The crane in Japan is one of the mystical or holy creatures and is said to live for thousands of years. That is why 1,000 cranes are made, one per each year. In some stories, it is believed that the 1,000 cranes must be completed within 1
Is that
year.
our kids out there playing during the halftime show? Seriously?
The use of different traditional pentatonic scales and ethnic drums transports us to Japan with the Big Red Marching Band and their 2023 show, 1,000 Cranes.
Can't tell. Where are they on the field? Hector, please. The 4 little boys in this East End zone, please get off the football field. You lost 4 little boys in the East End zone. Could you please come and pick them up? Or should he be? See here, what do you got going on? You guys sit on the bench.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Jim Lorenzen Field here in Lamars, Iowa. After a great performance by the Big Red Band, both teams getting out and getting a little warmed up. We'll go through, put another 3 minutes on the clock, and we'll get a chance to talk about a few more stats, or a few stats here. Great job by the band there at halftime. Always fun. See their progression throughout the year, just like the football team. They spend a lot of time doing what they do, putting together their stuff. Mr. Pritchard and all of the people that go into helping. It takes a whole bunch of people to put on the shows that they do. So great job by them, and they'll continue to add more to their show as they get going. So on the night so far, not a lot going on. Total yards for Lamar's 88. Total for Sioux City North 134. On the ground, Lamar's has 28 rushing yards, while Sioux City North has 0. And after having over 300 rushing yards last week, to hold them to 0 is huge. Now, you do have to account the sacks that have come in, and if you do account that, and I'm not sure if the program goes below 0, but it probably would have been, because there's a lot of yards lost via that. So I'm not sure exactly how that all works, but they have 0 rushing yards according to our stats right now. Tegan Kazel is 4 for 8 for 60 yards. He does have 2 passing touchdowns on the night, while Mr. Conley from the Sioux City North team is 9 for 16, 134 yards, and he's just missed a couple long ones to Harrell, number 28. Dayton Harrell has been someone that we need to make sure we keep our eye on in the second half. Lamar does have 1 big turnover. Did not result in much. But the thing that's hurt Lamar is we just haven't been on the field offensively a whole lot. We've only had 5 third down attempts. And first down, we've kind of not gotten off to a great start on our drive. So we'll look to improve that, Third down wise, Sioux City North's been 5 for 11, which, is a pretty good average, especially when you consider they only have 134 total yards. Individually, Bo has 2 touchdowns with 3 catches, 54 yards. So we know Bo can run hard. We know he can do a lot of things in the return game. I don't know that catching the ball has always been one of Bo's strengths, but this year so far he's got a couple, 2 or 3 different returns or 2 or 3 different catches for touchdowns, and he's got a couple tonight for 54 yards. Jude is leading rusher with 6 rushes for 16 yards. Bo has 1 rush for 10 yards, and Tegan Kazel has 2 rushes for 8 yards. He was also sacked a couple times there, and 1 time for sure in the first half. Evan Jalis is leading the team defensively with 6 tackles, and Alex Allen is having a heck of a night on the edge for the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs will get the ball going from your right to left here to start the second half. Again, it's a beautiful night. Feel free to come out and support the Bulldogs if you're in town and around. It's a great night to be out here. A little bit of a breeze. It's just going to be a wonderful night before the heat turns up tomorrow for the next couple days as we get into our Labor Day weekend. So the last time the North Stars kicked off, they pooched it up to about the 20-yard line. Looks like we've got our returners moved up a little bit.
The North Stars will be kicking to your Lamar's Bulldogs.
Number 3, Caleb Cross, will be kicking off again for the North Stars. A little bit of a wind. The flags don't seem to be moving. I can feel it over here, but it doesn't look like it's enough to move the flag, so it must not be much on it. So we'll wait for the whistle, and Caleb Cross will get it teed up and look to get into another kick. A little bit different formation, not quite as deep. See if we can get something good going here right out of the gates. Coach Deercup told me they got something ready. He said, book it. So we'll see. They went over to the other side, and that's going to go out of bounds. And that's going to be a penalty. We'll see what coach chooses to do. Is he going to say re-kick, or we're going to take it at the 35? Looks like they're going to make him re-kick it. So now they have to
kick out of bounds. Lamar's elected to back him up, maybe.
So they will do this all over again. Going to be forced to re-kick it from 5 yards deeper. That's the challenge you have in that situation. If you don't keep it in bounds, you're backing up, and then you're still going to have to pooch it. And they can move up another 5. So eventually we'll get this third quarter started. Not sure what the meeting needs to be. Kick it. Let's get a chance to return one. A little bit different. You get used to lining up at the 50 as a return team, and then you have your lines going back. I think Bulldogs could even come up a little bit more and force them to try to kick it over our heads. So Caleb Cross will look to get this third quarter started again after his first kick rolled out of bounds. The whistle is blown. Cross checks with his kickoff team. And here we go. And a little bit deeper, goes to Tegan Bogue. Tegan's got some room. If he can get to the outside. Yeah, just tripped up at the 22-yard line. It's kind of hard to, I don't understand why they wouldn't want to do that to begin with, but it's tough telling. Bulldogs were hoping they could maybe get a little bit, but didn't get that yardage back. So the offense will come out here looking to get rolling after a tough first half, only gaining 88 total yards. They did have a couple short fields. They cashed in on those, so you're not upset that you don't get a bunch of yards when you start one possession at the 6. Hand off to Giovanni Cabango, and he's working his way up the middle, looking to get a push. Gotta keep pushing that pile. Aiden Hogue was trying, and who else was in there? I believe that was Asher Moss looking to push ahead there.
Henry Gager and number 32.
So that'll bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs. As we start the second half here, 11 and a half minutes left, so we're just starting here. Little pitch out to Bo, long run for the defense. They're not going to get him. Another great block. Keep blocking, keep blocking, keep blocking. Great run by Bo. I'm not sure that there was a lot besides what Bo did, and they've got a host of North Stars down.
Number 60 and number 32.
Great job by Bo. He's not the guy that's hard to tackle because he's elusive. He's hard to tackle because he's a bull. He just keeps going so hard, it makes it tough. So the Bulldogs get the first down after a little pitch, and I think we'll continue to see that out of the Bulldogs. It's been successful twice. Once was a touchdown, and then that one was a long ways to run if they're not going to guard. Hand off to Bo around the edge. Giovanni out there blocking. A couple other Bulldogs going. A great job blocking on the perimeter. That looked like Nolan Cass out there blocking. Levi Snetzer out there blocking as Bo came around the edge there. Got a 4-yard gain, a great first down gain, and that's what Bulldogs have needed to do tonight. And now we seem to be rolling. Receivers will switch sides. We had Nolan Cass down here. Haven't called his name much yet tonight. Did make a nice play defensively to rally. They will get up to the line. Actually only about 6 seconds left on play clock. Bo's going to get over there. Need to snap it, T. Need to snap it. There we go. 1 second left on the play clock. Tegan, I'm not sure if he was supposed to keep that or not. He kind of looked like it was a little bit confusing there. Didn't get much, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 6. East trying to get their crowd excited and energetic into the game. Bulldogs trying to get their crowd going. 20 seconds left on the play clock. Tegan Kazel back behind center with Giovanni Cabango. Hands off, fakes the handoff. Wide open. Pitch out to Bo, and here he goes again. And a great job by Bo. Good hard run before he gets pushed out at about we'll see where he ends up getting pushed out. 29-yard line. He'll have to come out after a couple. Oh, we got flags behind everything.
Decline. Holding. 75 offense.
Couple penalties. We have a holding, and we had an illegal man downfield. It looks like they declined the illegal man downfield and went back to the holding penalty. So that'll take the first down off the board, move the Bulldogs back 10 yards, and get us to a 3rd and about 14 or 15 for the Bulldogs. And this is where you can probably, well, at least so far tonight, Alex Adulti has been coming off the edge. We'll see if he stays back at a safety spot. A little bit of shifting. Got Aiden Hogue flipping sides. We got receivers flipping sides into tight ends. Snetzer comes back. Teagan's gonna try to run it up the middle. Nice gain, had a little bit there. Nice 8-yard, 9-yard gain.
With the run up the middle,
That'll bring up a 4th down and bring the punt team out for the Bulldogs. So the first big play of the night ended up being the Bulldogs having to go backwards after a penalty. So that Bulldogs have not been penalized a lot, which is a nice thing. You can see Bo talking to the young lineman that did get called for a hold, telling him, keep your head up, we're gonna need you. Nice punt, nice roll out of that. Get that down near the 10 before all is said and done. Great job by Tyson Augustine. Teagan Kazel and Drew Gallus down there to stop the ball and down it. So the North Stars will have to dig out of their own territory. They've had some successful plays. They've just missed Harrell a couple times. Dayton Harrell on some long passes, so we'll look to keep up with him as he flies around the field, but they've done a great job so far of containment of the running game that was very successful last week. So we'll see what type of adjustments Coach Van Otterloo and the defense made. Harrell looks to be on the top side there, and they've got a couple other guys over there. There goes Young again, and he's got a little space, but nothing going. Good tackle there. Who was that? Number 69, Bartman. Marco looked like he was going to squeak through there, but Mitchell Bartman latched on, did not let go. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 7 for the North Stars. They're 2-by-2 formation. They don't change it much. Looks to get outside, and that's Jaden Nelson again. Great job of forcing him back, making him take a little bit longer, and then rally by Bo and Evan. And Evan.
Outside, brought down by number 50, Grant Jalis, number 21.
So after a great play, it brings up a 3rd and 5. Bulldogs looking to get off the field. We got 2 guys up on top on Harrell. We got safety out there, and we got Wacheng Hosajang. They're going to move him even wider out there. They're going to force Chase Peterson to go out there with him. And now rally to it. Great job. Great adjustment by Coach Van Otterloo and Coach Van Cly to take away Harrell. We're just going to put 2 guys out there. And they moved him out further to see if they could get Chase to go out there with him. Chase went out there with him, but as soon as he saw it was run, he rallied, and Wacheng needed to stay home. He did just a great job. So that'll force the first punt for the North Stars in the second half as we get to about the 6.5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Another wobbly snap, not a great punt. And I think Mr. Van Otterloo is going to talk to him again about catching the ball. And Teagan's going to come over and say, but Coach, there was someone in front of me. I'm going to eyeball him. Yep, now VK's talking to him. Just teaching the young kid how important it is. And you know, Teagan doing a great job of accepting the coaching by those guys. So that'll be, it ended up being a decent punt by the time it got out of bounds. That'll take them back to about the 47-yard line. Bulldogs will take over their second possession, looking to get on the scoreboard for the first time in the second half, up 2 scores, 21-7, with 6:18 left. Teagan Kazel will take the snap, a little bit of a QB counter, and Teagan is off to the races. Put that ball away, young sir. Does a great job. Ball maybe bobbled around there a little bit. Looks like the Bulldogs will get a first down. A little bit of movement there, a counter action coming back with Teagan. Had a lot of big guys in front of him and spread him out. Great job, and that's what you want to do on first downs. Even if it's not another first down, getting 6 yards, 7 yards is huge. So now the Bulldogs will get another first down. Now they're over the 50-yard line. Hand to Jude, and he's wide open. And here he goes. Great job by Jude getting through there, and that's 2 big plays for the Bulldogs, and they're running the ball. last week at halftime, talking with Mr. Verstig, talking about what was happening and can we run the ball, because we weren't successful, haven't been very successful tonight. Second half last week, came out and dominated. Looking to do the same thing tonight. So the Bulldogs will get over the ball with another first down at the 32-yard line, looking to get into the end zone and put this thing up to 3 scores. Motion by Levi Snetzer. A little bit of a snap, a little bit of a counter action, and there he goes. And the Bulldogs are on to something. Counter, 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 counter. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Coach Vigdahl is saying, let's move, let's move, let's move. We're not wasting any time. And we're going to run the same play, I almost guarantee it. Nope, not quite. We weren't set. That may have been a house call. Darn it. A little bit of motion, and that's something that we haven't done a whole lot of. But in year 3, that's something that the Bulldogs are ready to do. In year 3 under a coach's system, they're ready to do that. Tegan's kind of shaking his head saying, yeah, that's, Tegan might be taking a little bit of the blame, making sure all of his guys were set on that. That's what leader and the quarterback does. Make sure that everybody's where they need to be. So you're okay with a 2nd and 6. It would have been great to have a little bit more. 2nd and 6, plenty of time on the play clock, and they're going to be set. A little pitch. Oh, no. Yep, Mr. Harold, he is something. He is.
Harold with the great anticipation.
You know what? If he caught a couple of these balls that have hit right off his hands, it would be a different ball game right now. He's had a couple thrown just out of the reach, and that one was just hit him in the face mask. And I don't think anybody's catching him. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 6 after a penalty, followed by darn near an interception that would have gone for 6. We'll get a little power formation in here. Tegan will get up under center. I'm assuming we'll get a little bit of a counter action. Oh, a little reverse, and Bo's gone. We've seen that before, and we'll see it again. Touchdown Bulldogs. Bo Wadley with his 3rd touchdown of the night. That was a play that David Lusink and Connor Jalis ran all the time last year. It was the play that got the Bulldogs to win last year over Sergeant Bluff. When they get down into a situation, they keep it tight, and they just hand off twice. Hand off forward there, and as long as it's a forward handoff, it's all good to go. Bulldogs go up 3 scores. Giovanni looking to make it 21, and he does. So after a big stop defensively, couple good runs, and it's great. Here we go. Bulldogs are starting to run the ball, and that's when you know things are clicking. First half wasn't as smooth. Now you roll. So the Bulldogs go up 28-7 after a Bo Wadley touchdown. His 3rd of the night. So Bo's having quite a night tonight here in the first home game of the season. 4:34 left. Oh, we got a little bit of time. Let's check score stream and see what we have for some scores, possibly. College football will start tomorrow. A lot of games in the state and around the area will get going. Let's see what we have here. Sioux Center over Spirit Lake in the 3rd quarter, 16-14. Heelan at half over Council Bluffs AL, 50-0. Wow. Heelan is pretty confident they're going to be 2-0 after tonight. Giovanni lines up to kick off. And he got all of that one. DeMarco Young will catch it, but it won't mean a whole lot. Looks like at halftime, Galen Catholic and MMCRU are tied 21-21.
Stars take over on the 20, 1st and 10.
Logan Magnolia, a very highly ranked team, plays Kingsley Pearson, and that is 21-12. Logan Magnolia up. Central Line George Little Rock at half, 20-0 over MOC. Cherokee getting after Sioux Central 37-0 in the 3rd quarter. Boyd and Hull Rock Valley over West Sioux 27-6 at half. So that is a big score. North back out there, hands off to Young and rallies. Evan Jalis is there again. Aiden Hogue is there again, and we're going to try to keep that 0 up on that the rushing tally.
Jalis breaking through the line to make the tackle.
Loss of a couple yards, and that'll put North behind the sticks. And although they're capable, we've seen them have some open receivers that they've missed. They're going to have to put the ball in the air before too long because the Bulldogs are going to salt this one away if they don't. Harrell over here, he's the second guy in. I'm going to assume we're going to see him moving across the formation a little bit. Here he goes deep, handoff to Young, rally, and that'll bring up a 3rd and long. DeMarco gets about 5 yards. Aiden Hogue on the tackle.
Number 1, Young on the carry, gets it back to positive yardage. We've got 3rd and 8. Stop on the play by number
So 3rd and 8 for the North Stars as we approach the 3.5-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. It's been a very solid night again by the defense. A couple big plays here and there. There have been some opportunities that North has just missed, but Bulldogs, fumble. Now we got to rally, Evan Pratt, nice stick. Evan Pratt coming up, and Aiden Hogue and Markevius Moten rally around, and that'll bring up a 4th down after a botched handoff or fake handoff. I don't know exactly how it worked, but that'll bring up a punt for the North Stars. So a great stop after a score, great stop. Bulldogs should get good field position again. We'll see what we do as far as catching this ball. Mr. Hogue, timeout. Timeout Bulldogs, not something that I think they wanted to do, but they were short a guy or two, and this is not a time to allow the North Stars an opportunity because we just have 10 guys on the field. Even though it's 3 scores, we're feeling good about things, but it only takes one big play to flip the script on this. So we'll go back and see if we can find a few more scores here. Akron Westfield over Sibley Ocheyedan 32-18 at half. Woodbury Central over to Westwood 13-7 at half. West Line over Lawton Bronson 43-6 at half. Looks like that's about it as far as I have for right now. So North will bring their punt team back out. 2:50 left in the 3rd quarter. Much better snap, lower line drive punt. Bo could take something of this. He's got some if people block. People block. Keep blocking. And Bo gets it back to the 30-yard line. He's having himself a night. What a great run. He just, as soon as he catches it, he gets to full speed so fast and makes it so tough to tackle him.
1st and 10, their own 30.
So 1st and 10 from the 30. Bulldogs looking to get up a little bit more, make this maybe a 35-7 type game, put this thing out of reach. We are ready to play. Play clock started. Teagan getting his group in order. Handoff to Giovanni Kabongo, and he's going to get a few yards up the middle. Nice hard run by Giovanni, and those are the yards Giovanni's going to have to get. We know he's capable of going distance quickly, but he's going to have to learn how to get those pads down and really run behind him. He's doing a great job of that a couple times tonight. We got a flag, or a towel being thrown around out there. Nobody wants it, I guess. Teagan will line up, 3 receivers to the top side. Giovanni flips down to his left side. And Teagan will take the handoff, or after the fake handoff, and he will take off and get the 1st down. Got a number 10 is a little banged up. We're going to stop the clock and have him get off the field. Number 10, Isaiah Sanchez, for the North Stars will have to exit. So that'll bring up a 1st down inside the 20 for the Bulldogs, which is great to see. Bulldogs have really run the ball well, haven't really needed to pass or even look to pass. Really have the North Stars on their heels in the 2nd half. Bo, a little bit of motion, handoff to Giovanni, hits the hole quickly, gets a nice 3 or 4 yards.
And off to Kabongo for a gain of 3. Stopped on the play by number 13, Henry Jager.
We're going to approach the 1.5-minute mark here, as the Bulldogs have a 3-score lead, 28-7. Great night out here at Jim Lorenzen Field. And the Bulldogs are firmly in control of this Week 2 battle. Tegan Kazel will call out the snap. Looks to pitch it out to Cy, and Cy just let that one get a little bit too far into him. Tried to make the move before he had it. He knows he needs to probably dial in on that one a little bit more.
Brings up 3rd down.
Cy with a big touchdown catch last week. His grandma's at home watching. I was told before the game, Grandma Audrey is at home watching, so I'm sure she'll give him some pointers on how to reel that one in next time. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 7 here. Bulldogs seem to be within Giovanni Kabongo range for sure, but they would much rather have 7 points on the board at the end of this. Maybe a little bit of a reverse. We'll see if they stay home, see what we do here. Bulldog, oh, Bo jumped a little bit, yep. And it was gonna be the reverse. Bo flinched a little bit. He was excited looking.
On offense, 5-yard penalty.
So that'll be a 5 yards back, and we'll see if maybe we can find a little bit something different here. Probably not a tight formation reverse for 12 yards, although it went off for about 20 last time.
Brings up 3rd and 12.
So 3rd and 12 for the Bulldogs. The only real negative play the Bulldogs have had this second half. They've been pretty consistent. Came out of halftime, although they did have to punt. It didn't hurt them. Defense has played amazing. Maybe a Tegan Kazel counter right here. Timeout. Looks like we are short a man.
Timeout.
You know, in a game that is 21 points right now, it might feel pretty comfortable, but I know that having to call 2 timeouts because guys weren't on the field is not going to make the coaches very happy. The score is what it is, and ultimately that's you know what you're going to talk about in the morning, but those mistakes in a closer game when those timeouts maybe matter a little bit more are not what you want. So if they're going to happen, they need to happen in a game like this where we can learn from them, but it's important with as many personnel groupings and people that the Bulldogs run on and off the field that everyone is dialed in. It's not always easy, but it's important because if they're not, 5 yards here, 5 yards there, or the use of a timeout when it maybe matters a little bit more could hurt. So the Bulldogs will get back out there, 3rd and 12. Had a chance to think about it, get the lineup they want on the field. And Tegan Kazel will lead his group back out there. He will be flanked by Giovanni Kabongo with Bo and Levi in the slots. And Alex Allen, yeah, I was wondering. Alex Allen split wide. That's not usually something we see. We're going to switch, move a little bit. Tegan Kazel counter action. Nope. Bo Wadley, 4th touchdown. Got him. Great play call, little movement. Bo might be a little banged up there on that one. Hopefully it's nothing major. Maybe fell on the ball or something. But he's tough as nails. He'll be getting up. That'll be another touchdown for Bo. Another receiving touchdown for Bo. That's his 3rd receiving touchdown of the night and his 4th touchdown overall. Hopefully he just landed on the ball, we're hoping. Nobody looks too overly concerned as Coach Vigdahl walks out there. Longtime trainer Tony Payton is also going over there. So we'll take a timeout as Bo gets attended to after scoring his 4th touchdown of the night to make it 34-7. And they're going to the lower leg. Hopefully that's nothing. It'd all be assumptions, and from here, let's hope that Bo just maybe a little tight, a little cramped, and won't be missing too much. Hopefully we don't need Bo a whole lot tonight, as the game seems to be pretty much in hand. So North is out there ready to attempt their field goal block. The Bulldogs are waiting on Bo to hopefully get up and get going here. Looks like we'll get a couple Bulldogs over there to help him get off the field. Hopefully it's just a precautionary measure. No surprise that it's Mr. Moss and Mr. Doherty are the first ones to volunteer to help a teammate off the field. That's not a surprise to anyone. Looks like his might be a right leg. Hopefully it's nothing major for Bo. He's had a great start to the season. And he's a huge part of what makes this team special, makes this team strong. So these two gentlemen are carrying him off. And it does look like Bo's night will for sure be done. But more importantly, hopefully it's nothing major, just for, not for tonight or next week or the week after, but hopefully Bo's able to continue on with the team, and this is just a little bump in the road. All right, so following that, the Bulldogs will attempt the extra point. Jude and Asher will have to run back out there and go block for Giovanni now that they've carried their teammate over to the sideline. So the Bulldogs look to go up 28 points here with just under a minute left in the third quarter after a Tegan Kazel to Bo Wadley touchdown. Giovanni gets it up quickly. Great kick. And that'll put them up 35-7. Here still in the third quarter. Bulldogs looking to run their record to 2-0 on the season after a big win last week, followed by what looks to be another big win this week. Another rendition of the fight song gets going. We always love to hear that when we're at home because that means good things are happening. So the Bulldogs will kick off again. Giovanni will look to punch another one into the end zone, and the Bulldogs defense will come out. And aside from just a couple plays here and there, they have been very, very solid throughout the evening tonight. Whistle blows. Giovanni checks with both sides, and that one looks like it's going to be in the red, which, yep, and DeMarco Young, he knows he's such an athlete. He wants to come after it, but he can't because the high school rule is it's not going to happen. So
result in a 1st and 10 for the North Stars from the 20-yard line.
So we'll get a couple more people in here as we approach the end of the third quarter. The applause you probably hear is Bo heading out of here for the night. They're going to go probably take a look at that with Mr. Payton and our awesome EMT people that are here every single week, making sure all the Bulldogs and North Stars are safe tonight. So the Bulldogs will take the defensive field as a defense. Great hit there by Evan Jalis, and that man has been everywhere. He has been there consistently all night long. That was number 5, Nettleton. But Evan Jalis filled exactly where he was supposed to, and it's really nice to see Evan do that. You know, it's hard to play as much as he does. He's at the center of everything. Literally, he is the center on offense, and then defensively, running side to side, making plays. He probably earns his Friday night sleep after games like tonight. Nice hit. Did he catch it? Great catch by number 24. That'll be Sadalski. But Andrew Fafita was right there, and they're going to try to go a little bit of a hurry up. I would assume we're going to see if they have a chance, they're going to have to move it a little bit more. Got to stay outside. Great job of rallying. He didn't get much, but he got enough for the first down, and that'll be a first down Bulldogs. And that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. So the tackle by Alex Allen brings us to the end of the third quarter as the Bulldogs are up big, 35-7 here at Jim Lorenzen Field. We will be back for the final quarter of the game here in just a minute.
And that's the end of the third quarter. Dogs lead 35-7.
And we're back here. 12 minutes left in the game tonight. Bulldogs up 35-7 over the North Stars from Sioux City. North Stars have a first down and 10 from their own 34, looking to try to get something going. It's been a little bit. Interception, Andrew Fafita, and he's looking to take it all the way back. He will get it back to about the 16-yard line. He was waiting on that. Great job by Andrew. And that was what he needed. He's made a lot of good plays. He's been right there, but just missed it. Coach VK is excited, and the sidelines are pumped up to see Andrew come up with that play. So the Bulldogs will take over deep again in the North Star territory. We just started the fourth quarter with 11:52 left in the game. Cole Carpenter in as Bo Wadley was taken out. Looked like an apparent leg injury. Hand off to Giovanni Cabango. He spins out of one tackle and right into another. Met right at the line of scrimmage. He did everything he could to get back to the 18-yard line. 17-yard line, I apologize. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs as time runs down, looking to maybe get the 35-point rule going here. Hasn't been, the first half wasn't the most smooth, but they've done a great job of just sticking to it, and they've run the ball so well in the second half. They've had a couple nice passes to Bo Wadley for his last touchdown. Another one going to Nolan, a little long. It's going to be a little long. Teagan got a little bit excited. Kind of cut him off a little bit there. Threw it to the outside a little bit more. Maybe Teagan, he knew he had him. Nolan had the defensive back there kind of spun around, and he was wide open. Just a little bit too much, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 10 here for the Bulldogs. Firmly in control of week 2 here. Cole Carpenter as a wing. He'll get the pass, and get upfield. Oh, and that will bring him to, oh, they didn't give him as much as I thought. We'll see if we, number 1, DeMarco Young on the tackle. Field goal for Giovanni Cabango coming up here. Never mind, that's not true either. Giovanni's, well, we'll see. Yes, it is. I apologize. Chase Peterson runs out there to snap the ball, and we'll get Giovanni an opportunity to put another 3 points on the board. A little bit of a wind. He'll kick this one from the 18-yard line. We know Giovanni has plenty of leg. It's all about the accuracy, and it's right down the middle. Chip shot. And that will make it 38-7 Lamar's as the Bulldogs go up just a little bit more. Another fight song means the Bulldogs have scored a little bit. Overall, it's been a great night for the Bulldogs. Offensively, picked it up in the second half after only having 88 total yards in the first half. The second half has really been clicking. Established a run game with the counter action and able to get across the line. Tegan Kazel had some nice runs. Jude Doherty had some nice runs. Giovanni Cabango hit a couple, and that's really led to the success of the second half. The defense has been pretty stellar all night long as far as that goes. Giving up a couple plays that I'm sure they wish they could have back. One play was a long pass batted down and batted right to the offensive player. Giovanni Cabango looks to get both teams or both sides ready, and he boots another one. And we should just save the energy and just put it at the 20 because he's pretty consistent with that.
Stars starting on the 20, first and
So North will bring their offense out here, and I would assume we'll probably start to get a few subs in here before too long. But we want to make sure there's still 10 minutes left. We don't want to give anybody too much confidence, and you know, a high school kid with confidence can do a lot of different things. So crazy things happen in this crazy game, so we'll make sure that we continue to get after these guys because they have the athletes to score quickly. So the Bulldogs will line up across from the North Stars. Young, great tackle by Chase Peterson. He is a sure tackler. What a great job reading that coming up from his position. And Chase gets the tackle. Wonderful, wonderful job. So they still can't have many more than the 0 yards they had at halftime rushing. They can't be up much higher than that. They will have a 2nd and 10 here from the 20. Another motion. And this time the quarterback's going to keep it. Chase forces him inside. And a tackle by number 22, Cole Carpenter. Great job by Cole. Coming in, playing a little bit of maybe a different position than he normally does. Does a great job of filling that gap and making the play. So that'll bring up another 3rd and long for the North Stars. They haven't been real successful, and let's hope that that continues tonight. They'll drop back to pass. Alex Allen looks to get a move, and that's going to be out of the reach. It was a little bit closer to Nolan Cass than it was to Sadalski. But that will give them a punt opportunity. And we will see Tegan Bogue and Levi Snetzer back there returning tonight. So Conley will go back for his, 10th punt of the night. A little bit higher snap. Barely touched it. He almost missed that ball on the punt. Punted it right over to the sideline, and Bulldogs will have the ball at the 35-yard line. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't think it was touched. I think he just almost missed it. Not his best punt. Dogs will take over, looking to get another score. Both teams Still rolling with the starters out there with 9 minutes left. Both teams trying to make sure it's still early in the season. You need to get these guys these game reps. You never quite know what's going to happen. Snap to Kazel, run to Doherty. He's wrestled down after a gain of about 3. A nice hard run by Jude Doherty.
For a few. Tackled on the play by number 60, Kellum McGraw.
So McGraw on the tackle. That'll bring up a 2nd and 7 from the 32-yard line. 2 receivers to the bottom side, a wing, Cole Carpenter. Levi Snetzer in motion. It'll be a handoff to Levi, and he'll try to get upfield, and we missed a block up there on the corner. And that just buried the play. You have to be able to block on the perimeter. If you want to catch passes, you have to block on the perimeter.
3rd and 11
so that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 for the Bulldogs. Not where they wanted to be. Wanted to end this in a positive, moving down the field. Even if it ended in a field goal, so be it. But moving the ball is really where you want it to be. Good run, good open area there. Just couldn't get where we needed to. So Tegan Kazel will get back behind center. Same formation as before. Oh, and he was pressured and got hit. Comes up a little gingerly. That'll be an incomplete pass.
Officials timeout.
Injury for the North Stars. That is their UNI commit number 20. Ethan Dallin. Haven't called his name a whole lot. He's built. He's strong. He's big. Fortunately, we've not had to call his name much. Looks like Giovanni Cabango is gonna go after one here. This would be a 53-yard field goal for the young man, and he broke a record last week, but this might be everything and more. And it's blocked. And he's fast, and he's gonna finish it. So we've said Harrell's name a lot this season, or this evening, excuse me. He's missed a couple plays just barely, but he didn't miss that one. He got through the line. The blocking was not what it needed to be. We needed to, but Giovanni has to start it off a little lower. You can't pop it up when you're going from 53, and unfortunately that was blocked. Giovanni's upset about it, but there's nothing that young man could do. Protection up front needs to be a little bit more sure than what it was on that opportunity. So that'll be the North Stars' 2nd score of the night. They will kick their extra point, try to make it 38-14. We got guys running on and off the field and wondering who's where. Just stay off the field. We don't need too many men. If we have 10 and they kick an extra point, they jumped. Not sure what's happening, but our Bulldogs are excited about it.
32, kicking team. 5-yard
False start. 32. I'm not sure what happened. He must have fallen forward or something. Can't tell where 32's even at. Oh, he's on the right edge over there. So a blocked field goal returned for a touchdown by Harrell. He did it again. They're moving all over the place. And that'll be a good extra point, making it 38-14. Lamar's ahead. And we'll see what the North Stars try to do here. Are they going to try to onside? Are they going to try to get another something? Or are they going to punt it deep and just say this game is probably out of hand? We're not going to worry about it. While we're waiting for the kickoff teams to take the field, we'll go ahead and whoever's in charge of score stream for this game is doing amazing. They're updating it faster than I can look at it. We'll see. Sioux Center up 23-14 over Spirit Lake, and that is 3rd quarter. Sheldon 28-7. One of my good friends, Levi Lecce, is in charge of that group, and he's got his team up 28-7 over there against South O'Brien. Galen and Marcus still says it's 21-21. It still says it's halftime. I don't think that's probably correct, but that's what it was at halftime. See if we got any updated scores. South Sioux City in a rout over Sioux City West, 38-7. Central Lyon, George Little Rock, it still has a halftime score of 20-0. Hull Western, 33-0 over Hinton. Boyden Hull Rock Valley, still a little bit of a surprise to me over West Sioux, 39-6. Akron up over Sibley. Woodbury Central over Westwood. Bulldogs have their hands team out here. What are we waiting on? And we'll see what they decide to do, if they're going to kick it deep or if they're going to try the onside. Either way, the Bulldogs are going to make sure that they recover it first. Just don't get too antsy. Make sure you take care of the business in front of you. If they kick it deep, just make sure you... No, you got to let that go. Okay. Well, they blew it dead. So false start, so it must have been
Kicking team, 5-yard penalty.
over the line of scrimmage there. So they'll move them back 5. And now if you try to onside and don't get it, you're giving the Bulldogs the ball over the 50-yard line. That time it looked like they were just trying to kind of punch it up there a few yards. We'll see if they try the same thing again. Sometimes that isn't near as successful when the team knows it's coming. Squeeze the middle here maybe a little bit. He's going to pooch it back to Tegan Bogue. Tegan's going to take it and return it, and I tell you what, he's got some room. Everybody still has to block. I think we kind of forgot after it went over our heads we had to block, but maybe we didn't have that group out there. So 7:51 left, Bulldogs in firm control, 38-14, looking to go to 2-0 on the night. Now it's just about maybe running some clock, getting some first downs, and getting out of here. Next week, we will be heading to Boyden Hull Rock Valley, and I'm not sure exactly which place that'll be, but I know Daniel Verstig will have that on KLEM. And he so graciously invites me to come along and join him, so we'll be up there calling that game. Looks like Boyden Hall is going to be 1-1
wrapped up by number 33, Parker
on the year, as the Bulldogs should be 2-0. Giovanni Cabango on the carry for 2 yards. And Bulldogs will take every little bit they can on the play clock here, working it down before snapping. If you didn't make it out to the field tonight to support the Bulldogs, that was a mistake on your part. I am glad you joined us on. But if you could make it out, it was a beautiful night out here. Bulldogs took a little bit to get going. Got to keep those hands down. Jump protection, we got to keep those hands down. So that could have been a bad deal there, and that would have made it interesting. So 3rd and 8 on a beautiful night out here. I encourage you to come out anytime you can and support any of the local teams. The volleyball team had a home game last night, came up just a little bit short against a tough Sergeant Bluff team, but they'll have a couple more home games. Hand off to Jaden Nelson, and he's not going anywhere, and there's a fumble. Oh, the Bulldogs got it. That could have been
run by number 8,
not good, so we're going to have to punt this ball.
Recovered by the Bulldogs.
And there's still a lot of time left in this.
On the play for the North Stars, number 13, Henry Jagger.
Holding. 22
Holding.
offense. A penalty decline. 4th down.
So let's not snap this thing until we absolutely have to. You might see them trying to come after and block this punt, because they need to make something happen. They need a few scores here. We've just kind of gone into a funk here. Looks like we're maybe a little tighter. Tyson Augustine back to punt. Deep punt, kicks it away from Young. Get out of bounds or get away from him. Good, couldn't really do much with it, and that's a good kick by the young punter, keeping it away from an athlete and making them run plays.
Down at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10, North Stars.
So as we wind down the last 6 minutes and 17 seconds of this game, Lamar's community finished its first full week of school this week, and we'll go into next week having Monday off, so we'll have the Labor Day break, and then we're in full swing into the school year. We will be celebrating homecoming the last week in September, I believe, so that'll be here before you know it. Defense will be out there right now trying to get one more stop and then finish this thing if at all possible. Probably expect North to maybe take a couple shots, put the ball in the air a little bit. Screen. Great tackle. Was that Cole? Cole Carpenter fell, and DeMarco tried to get around him. Great job from the backside by Christian Cook, but Cole made a great job of sticking his arm out there and making that play. 5 wide here now for the North Stars. Spreading out the field, get Young in motion. Handoff, nothing doing. What a plan and what an execution of the plan by the Bulldogs tonight. This run game that had over 300 yards last week, and at halftime they had 0. And I don't think they had much more than that in the second half. Defense has dominated the second half. So Coach Van Otterloo, Coach Van Cly, and you know, of course, Coach Vigdal always we'll say he puts his finishing touches on it and gives the final approval. Everybody was doing what they needed to this week to prepare. Great job by all of them. Quarterback's going to roll out somewhere, not sure where he's going. That'll bring up 4th and 10. Alex Allen just controlling the end of the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure where the quarterback was going to go there, but they will punt the ball, and they will actually have a different punter in here. They'll take Conley out. They'll bring in number 16. We'll have to check a number on him. Looks like a younger Dylan Bayer. He's actually a senior quarterback, so a little bit lighter, but he is a backup punter, and he got into one there. Tegan Bogue. I almost said Tegan Augustine. Tegan Bogue with a nice fair catch. I'm sure he'll be told great job by the coaches that have been coaching him up on that throughout the night. So the Bulldogs need to run about 4 minutes and 25 seconds off the clock and score on the last play to really put icing on the cake here at Jim Lorenzen Field. Offense will take its spot out there. Tegan will go up under center at this point in time. Turn around. Oh, just out of the reach of Nolan Cass. Still trying to work on the connection with some of these receivers.
On the coverage.
Looks like we'll go into a 2-by-2 set here. Have Nolan Cass and Levi Schnetzer here. Cole Carpenter and Andrew Fafita, I believe, up to the top. Giovanni to the left of Tegan. Pitches it outside to Nolan. Great blocking by Levi. And that'll be a first down before he's pushed out of bounds. Great job by Levi Schnetzer on his blocking.
Complete to number 4, Nolan Cass. Run out of bounds by number 10, Isaiah Sanchez.
So we'll keep that clock running, I believe. Even though he was pushed out of bounds, it should rock and roll, I believe. Or not. Every level has a little bit different. College and NFL and high school, they all have these different clock rules. So out of bounds is out of bounds, and that's how it's going to stay here. So usually it's until the 2 minutes is going to run a little bit, but we'll keep it going here. Wide open on the outside, but Giovanni Kabongo, here he goes. This is what we've been waiting for. Gets hit in the legs. We don't like Giovanni getting hit. He went up and over. And so number 1, DeMarco Young, on the tackle, but Giovanni got his first taste of some open field this season, and you know he's capable of doing that. He was one more cut away from maybe having a little house call there. So another first down for the Bulldogs on the ground. They really controlled the second half. Aside from a 53-yard field goal that got blocked, it has been all Bulldogs the whole time. Giovanni will be to the right of Teagan. Cole and Andrew up top, and Nolan Cass along with Levi Snetzer down here. Giovanni will have another one and try to roll for a little bit further, maybe get 2 yards before he's drugged down. The clock will continue to go, and Jude Doherty will come in for Giovanni Cabango. So a great night by the defense, a great night by the offense, getting the ball rolling, especially in the second half, converting in the first half on some short fields. We'll be under 3 minutes here. Two backs in the backfield now. Looks like we'll have Andrew, or who is that? No, that was Jude, I apologize. Jude, I couldn't quite see from here. Thought that was a little awkward. Jude will take that, and that'll get us to third down. Tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 8 with 2.5 minutes. I'm not even sure that if we get an opportunity to kick this, Coach will want to do that. Just with the last one being blocked, it's not worth the risk. Maybe he will. Maybe it's something that you can continue to work on. We're looking to get a first down and then end this the right way. Cole Carpenter will go in motion, hand off to Jude Doherty. He's got some room. He's going to muscle it for a few yards before he is stonewalled, and that will bring up about a 4th and 4.
Parker Peterson on the tackle brings up 4th and 4.
Can't quite run it all down, but we'll see what Coach Vigdahl decides to do here. North's going to call a timeout. Huh. That's an interesting call. So the Bulldogs will go to 2-0 tonight, up 38-14. Here late in the fourth quarter, minute 42. We got victory cries going by the defense, or by the cheerleaders down there. I apologize. They're doing a great job getting everybody involved on the night. So the Bulldogs are only 3 points away from duplicating their score last week, which was 41-14. So great 2 weeks by the Bulldogs. Not quite duplicating, I'm sorry, I apologize for that. Great couple weeks so far for the Bulldog team. Unfortunately had a little bit of an injury bug bite tonight as Bo went out, but hopefully that turns out to be nothing too major. Maybe a little bit of time, but nothing too extensive. Bulldogs will snap the ball here. Teagan Kazel, a little bit of motion. Counter action out of Jude Doherty, and he's going to go finish it in style. So close. So close. That'll be a first down, and the Bulldogs could down it and run it out.
Nice hold by the offensive line. Jude Doherty for the first down, brought down by 33. Parker Peterson.
And it's always hard to tell after a team calls a timeout down 3 scores or so if what's going to happen, but we'll see. Coach Vigdahl is going to do the classy thing, and he is going to just down the ball. He's going to snap it. Teagan's going to down it, and we're going to get out of here. Hopefully everybody does the right thing and is smart up front. Looks like everybody's going to do the right thing and be smart up front. You just never know. Great job by the Bulldogs tonight as they will run their record to 2-0. I saw that they may have entered the rankings, whatever those mean, this time of the year, but they may have entered the rankings last week at a number 9, so they'll probably continue to, they certainly shouldn't fall. We'll see if they move anywhere from there or not, but a couple more snaps, and actually can snap it right now, I believe. Pretty close. And that, my friends, will end it. So the Bulldogs will win the game tonight, 38-14, a dominating defensive performance by the Bulldogs. Offense did exactly what they needed to, converted on some short fields in the first half, and then in the second half, just like last week, almost a mirror image, during the second half, the running game took off. And once that happens, good things for the Bulldogs to establish that run game. So we will have some stats here as soon as I get them.
Starting the year 2-0.
Congratulations to Coach Vigdahl and the staff as they continue the season and get 2 wins on the season against 2 Metro teams, 2 teams that we see quite a bit of. We'll get stats right here. All right, real quick. On the night, Tegan Kazel had 105 yards passing, 3 passing touchdowns. Jude Doherty led the team with 55 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Bo Wadley, 92 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. The scoring summary, Jude Doherty started off in the second quarter with a 2-yard run to make it 7-0. Sioux City North answered with a pass to their tight end, snuck him out there, and that got it to 7-7. Then it was Tegan Kazel on a 5-yard pass to Bo Wadley after a turnover. So that made it 14-7. Tegan Kazel again to Bo Wadley on a quick little bubble, for lack of better words, and he went down the sidelines for 46 yards, 21-7. Bo Wadley then started the second half off with another touchdown on a touchdown run of 28 yards on a little reverse, 28-7. Tegan Kazel then went to Bo Wadley again, 4 straight touchdowns. Bo Wadley to put it 35-7. After that, Giovanni Cabango did kick a 28-yard field goal to make it 38-7. Sioux City North did block a field goal attempt from 53 yards, ran that into the end zone, and that was that. So all in all, a great night for the Bulldogs, the staff, the players, and everybody involved. I encourage you to get out and support the Bulldogs any way you can at any home events, and if you're able to make it to Boyd and Rock Valley next week, stay tuned and we'll see exactly where that's at. It's in Rock Valley, I'm being told. That's why it's nice to have sources around here. They'll be down in Rock Valley, or up in Rock Valley. They'll be playing that game. So a great program up there. The HRV, they've been solid for years and years. So we'll go up there and it'll be a tough task. They look like they may have righted the ship after a tough one last week. So great job tonight by all the Bulldogs involved in the night, the band, the players, all the coaches, all the fans that came out. We appreciate it. And until next time, go Dogs.